Hey there, my name is Rich Sermonello. I'm a professional photographer and an Amazon influencer. And today I want to talk to you about this Datacolor light meter. This is a really handy tool. It's a little tiny triangle. Two main features. One, it will meter exposure, and the other is it will meter color temperature. Now, I've been a photographer for a long time, and I used to use a light meter, but over time I kind of stopped using the light meter because I found that, I got pretty good at getting the strobe pretty close right off the bat, and then within a couple of test shots with my camera, I could fine tune it and I didn't really need a light meter. The only time I needed to use a light meter for metering exposure was when I needed to do like specific ratios, and the only time I really needed to do specific ratios was when I was being tested on them. So in my practical, everyday, creative portraiture, fashion, boudoir, I don't really meter. As long as the lighting looks good on camera, I'm satisfied and I don't really need to meter the exposure. What I was primarily interested in with this tool was metering color temperature, because as you can see, I create videos and I create them at night. As you can see out my window, it's dark, which means I use lighting. And if I want to match LED lighting, continuous lighting, I need to know what the color temperature is. And I don't trust what it says on the back of the light. And that's a lesson that I've learned. And I always suspected, like, are these things really accurate? And then using this, I found out that most are not quite as accurate as you might think. So while they might display a color temperature and allow you to adjust it, yes, they do change color temperature, but they're not giving you an accurate Kelvin reading. Let me talk about how this works. First of all, it works with an app. There's no display on this. There's just three lights that tend to blink and give you like little signals on their own. The dome in the middle, this is where the light meter is, and it's either, right now I have it pushed down, and that is for metering direct light. But if I want to meter like ambient light, I can pop it up, and then it will sort of get more of a reading from around. So I'm going to put it down because that's what I want to use for my little test. And then there are a few different ways to mount it. It comes with a couple of things that magnetize to the back. One is like a little holder for your hand, so you can kind of hand hold it. And the other one is like a little clip thing. And they stick on the back with magnets. You heard it jump on there and click. What I like to do instead of using those little handle things is I like to use the 1/4" thread and just put it on a light stand. And that's what I'm going to do here. Okay, so you need an app in order to read what the meter's picking up, because there is no display on this whatsoever. So I have an old iPhone 11 here, and I've downloaded the app, and I'm going to start screen recording on here so that you can see what's going on. Okay, screen recording, great. So I'm going to open up the light meter app, and it's not connected to the device yet, so the screen is blank pretty much. So now I'm going to find which corner has the power button. There it is. I'm going to press and hold it, and the thing is like pulsing white, and then it's pulsing blue. Pulsing blue means it's trying to connect via Bluetooth. Now, I've already paired them, so all I need to do is hit devices here, hit connect, and it will connect. You see now this thing started pulsing like a little bit rapidly. That's like, hey, I'm connected now. And now it is. Now when I look at the screens, I actually get some readings. The LEDs that I'm lighting myself with right now are, according to the back of the lights themselves, are supposed to be putting out 5,200 degrees Kelvin. Now, this light meter is picking up 4,300 degrees Kelvin, which is quite a bit warmer. Now, I'm going to give my lights the benefit of the doubt because I am bouncing them, and I'm bouncing them off of the walls that are not pure white. It's kind of off-white, so that could be causing a white balance shift, or it is. I'm sure it is. So we're not gonna criticize the lights I'm using for the video right now. We're just gonna let them be. But I do want to test. I just pulled out these two random small LEDs, and we're going to use these. So let me turn on this one first, and we're going to set the color temperature at the lowest, which is 2,700 degrees Kelvin. I'm going to push the dome in, and we'll see if this works. I may have to turn off the ambient lights. We'll see. So I'm looking at the app here, and I'm going to hold this right in front, and it is showing. So this light itself says 2,700 degrees, and the meter is picking up 2,500. It's fluctuating a little bit between 20. Now it's kind of settled at 2,490. Okay, so 2,490 instead of 2,700. So it's a little bit warmer than that. All right, let me put this down. Now I'm going to turn on this one. Also make sure that it is set at 2700, and it is. And at 2700, this one meters 2770, 2750. Okay, it's settled at 2750. It's fluctuating a little bit. So this one is a little bit cooler than 2700 degrees. This one is a bit warmer than 2700 degrees. So even though they both say 2700, point is they don't match. So what I can use this light meter for is I can use it so that they do match, okay? I can't turn this one down to meet the warmness of this one. So what I can do is meter this one again, and it's reading now 2720. So it's actually pretty close to 2700. It says 2700 on the back. So now I want to meter this one, and I'm going to change the color temperature until it reads 2720. So I'm turning it up. Okay, went too far. Now I'm at 2730 on the meter, and this is calling it 3300 degrees Kelvin. So this is 3300 degrees according to the back of this, and it is metering practically the same as the 27 on this. So they don't match according to the display, but they do match according to the light meter. All right, so that's just one of the reasons why I want to use this light meter, because I might be metering ambient light in a room, say my kitchen, I turn on the kitchen light, and now I want to do a fill light that kind of matches in color temperature. I can meter the light that I can't change, which would be the kitchen light, and then hopefully I can fine tune one or more LEDs to match that using the meter. So this thing is really cool. I'm very happy I've got it. I love the way it works. There are other features here. The app can show you different graphs of the colors, and there's different ways you can look at it. I was just reading out the numbers on the simple display. It really is a cool tool. And you can also do strobe exposure settings. You can do exposure settings from the ambient light in the room, or you can do strobe exposure settings, and you can set that all here. And again, you do need the app though in order to use the device. So that's kind of key. It does work through Bluetooth. I do have it connected or paired with two different phones. So it's paired with the phone that's actually recording this video, and I paired it with a second phone, and it paired no problem. It works pretty well. Now to turn the meter off, you just have to press and hold the button. That's one of the corners has a button, and it will, hopefully if it works, sometimes it doesn't want to turn off. It doesn't seem to want to turn off. There we go. It pulses red and then kind of pulses white and kind of like fades out. And that means it's off. All right? Okay, so if you're looking for a color temperature reader or you need an exposure meter, then I recommend you check this little thing out. It is pretty cool. And I haven't done it because I only have one, but it looks like you can also sync multiple. If you have multiple devices, you can sort of meter different parts of the room and synchronize them. And I mean, really cool tools. I highly recommend this. If color temperature or exposure is important to you in any way and you do need to measure it, definitely check this out. And I hope this helps.